everyone. Did you know 74% of the world has a fear of public speaking? Thankfully, I have found the solution. Finesse Academy, taught by the one and the only Vivianti. Let's give her a round of applause. I personally promise you that the results are, the change is dramatic, and the results are very satisfactory. By the way, my name is SreeChandana Anumolu, and I'm a freshman at the Utica Academy for International Studies. And I'm a former Vivianti student. Today, I'll be your MC for this wonderful evening. Now, to start off, I would like to go through a few housekeeping rules. First off, no flash photography. It is very distracting to the speakers. Second off, I know we all love connecting to the world around us with our mobile phones, but please, for the speakers, turn off or silence your phones. And last but not least, if you need to go in or out of the room, please wait until the speaker is finished completely, in between speeches. So now, to start off this wonderful evening, we have Chandana. Please give her a round of applause.
Lumos, Accio, Wingardium Leviosa, Stupefy, Avada Kedavra, Nox. These were all her creations. From a person who survived poverty, she is now the world's most published author. Can anyone guess who it is?
J.K. Rowling.
Yes, it's the woman who made the childhood of millions of kids around the world. The author of the Harry Potter series, J.K. Rowling! Good evening, everyone. I am SreeChandana Anumolu. I'm a 9th grader at the International Academy East. I'm a sincere student, but a very sincere fanatic of the Harry Potter series. And today, I am feeling extremely honored to be talking to you all about J.K. Rowling. Now, let me first start off by talking about J.K. Rowling's birth, family, and childhood. Joanne Rowling was born in Yate, United Kingdom, to Peter and Anne Bolant Rowling, who apparently met at platform 9 3/4. Her sister Diane joined the family 23 months later. Joanne moved twice when she was a kid, and she wrote her first book, The Rabbit, when she was just 6 years old. Now let me talk to you a little about Rowling's education. Rowling first moved to Winterbourne at age 4, where she attended St. Michael's Primary School. At age 9, she moved to a village named Tutshill, where she attended Wyadeens School and College for grades 6 through 12. At the University of Exeter, she did a BA in French and Classics. Now let me talk to you a little about Rowling's youth life. Unlike her lonely childhood, Rowling actually became social once she got into university. She started wearing contact lenses, became best friends with her roommates, and after a year's study in Paris, graduated out of Exeter in 1986. Unfortunately, soon after Rowling got a job, her mother died of multiple sclerosis at age 45 after 10 years of suffering. This was a very dark time in her life, from which dementors, or creatures that suck the happiness out of a soul, were created. But now, let me talk to you about something that Rowling actually became famous for, her work. Rowling first worked as a secretary for a London officer at Amnesty International. On a 4-hour delayed train from Manchester to London, a fully formed wizard just came to her head. She was even fired from Amnesty International for daydreaming about a preteen wizard and wasting her hours and her material to plan and type up her first chapters. Life started going down from here on. She was unemployed, broke, and divorced with a baby in hands. So she went to her sister's place for moral support, where she finished her first book, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. With encouragement from her sister, she started sending manuscripts to agents for publishing. It was her 13th attempt that became successful. Christopher Little, an agent, got Bloomsbury Publishing to publish the book. From here on, her name, her fame, and wealth skyrocketed. By writing the Harry Potter series, Rowling became a billionaire author who won numerous awards, achievements, sold 447 million copies of her books, and is now the world's most published author. Now let me talk to you a little about Rowling's marriage and children. Rowling first married Jorge Arantes, a Portuguese television journalist, in 1992, with whom she had Jessica, her first child and the biggest Harry Potter fan. However, things didn't work out between them, so they both got divorced in 1995. In 2001, she married Neil Murray, an anesthetist, with whom she had David in 2003 and Mackenzie in 2005, to whom the Half-Blood Prince is dedicated to. It is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you have failed by default, by J.K. Rowling. She's telling us that mistakes are inevitable, so you just have to learn from them and prevent them from happening again. Now let me talk to you a little about the mistakes that Rowling made in life. Can you believe that a person can afford being fired in a state of poverty? Well, Rowling made a big mistake of becoming a secretary, a job in which she was not interested in, and on top of that, daydreaming about a wizard on the company clock at Amnesty International. She also, by mistake, brought up false hope in a school by giving them permission to do a Harry Potter drama, but then taking that permission back a few weeks later by the orders of Warner Bros. Productions. However, the biggest mistake that Rowling made in life was not noticing her mother's degrading health in her last months, till the day she died. Rowling never got to tell her mother about Harry Potter. Now let me talk to you a little about the criticism that Rowling faced in life. Along with abundant praise, Rowling's writings also faced an abundant amount of criticism. Many parents criticized her writings for encouraging moral failures such as lying, stealing, cheating, and such. Many other opponents brought up Christian reasons for banning the books by denouncing them as satanic because they contained witches and wizards. Also, many people criticized her writings for smearing the characteristics of the main female characters, like portraying Hermione Granger, the main female in the series, as a quirky, nerdy, only for books kind of person. Now, let me talk to you a little about the rejections that Rowling faced in life. The rejections that she faced in life were actually very helpful for her, some changing her life and her stories. When Rowling was a kid, her schoolmates and sometimes even her friends rejected her because they viewed her as a weak, nerd, and a shy person who was an oddball. All these comments inspired the future character Hermione Granger. Oxford University rejected Rowling's admission for college, so she had to go to Exeter instead, where she got many inspirations for her stories. The Philosopher's Stone's manuscript was rejected 12 times, which almost resulted in her committing suicide. Regardless of all these incidents, Rowling also had many outstanding achievements. A few of the great achievements of Rowling were: she was the commencement speaker at Harvard University in 2008. She started the Lumos Charity and Anne Rowling Neurology Clinic. And she also earned many honorary degrees from universities such as Harvard and Dartmouth. Now let me list a few awards that Rowling earned in life. She got the Order of the British Empire in 2001, the Blue Peter Gold Badge in 2007, the Nestle Smarties Book Prize, the Locus Award for Best Fantasy Novel, and the Mythopoeic Fantasy Award for Children's Literature. I would like to be remembered as someone who did the best she could with the talent she had, by J.K. Rowling. I chose J.K. Rowling for my personality because she is brave, creative, genuine, courageous, and individualistic. And these are traits that I will take forward in life with me. From confidence class, I learned to always speak up, never fearing comparison or criticism, and to always try new things, never fearing mistakes. I will try my best at everything I do, and I will enjoy all parts of life. Now, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Honorable Judge, Ms. Ruben, Vidyanti, my wonderful parents, and the generous audience for their time and effort. Thank you so much. I read all of them numerous times, and I think my favorite is either The Chamber of Secrets or The Goblet of Fire.
And her stories deal with witches and wizards. They also encourage moral failures, as you mentioned, with lying, stealing, and cheating. Have any of her books been banned anywhere in the world? So, and do you agree with this censorship?
Well, some places they wouldn't let them sell her books in bookstores because they were like, it's not like, for Christians, they were like, it's satanic because it's not good for children. It contains witches, wizards, and all sorts of dark things which might not be good for their children to get into. But I don't agree with this because, I mean, along with all these failures that might have been included in her stories, she also encouraged love, friendship, and strong ties with people. So I don't think it's right to ban books.
The floor is now open to the audience. We can take 2 questions from the audience.
Yes.
How many books are in the series?
7.
I have a question.
Oh.
We disagree with ideologies of people who have opposed the content on the nature of darkness and all that. Have you spoken to anybody who's been impacted negatively by those books, having images or, having any kind of impact? Have you spoken, have you done any research to say, is this really safe for children or not?
Well, I actually have a friend at the International Academy who's like, it's not that good of a story. It's like all darkness and killing people and stuff like that. And it's all about witches and wizards and too much things that are not even tied to basic human qualities, like flying people, flying broomsticks, and magic out of a stick and things like that. But there's also many good things to take. I mean, she came up with such a brilliant idea that now became so popular. I mean, people are not that stupid, to think, oh, it's such a great book because it has witches and wizards. They look into the detail of it, and if they find it interesting, they will make it popular, and that's how her books became popular. So, that's
Round of applause.